90-day Fiancé's Julia reveals if she's still together with Brandon after painful death of son. Julia Trubkina is revealing the current status of her relationship with Brandon Gibbs ahead of the 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9 premiere. Julia is from Russia and has been living in the US since 2020. Julia married Brandon in 90-day Fiancé Season 8 and detested living with his parents on their farm. It wasn't the only issue in Brandon and Julia's marriage, as later revealed on The Last Resort during couples therapy. Brandon wanted a baby, while Julia didn't. He also hadn't forgiven Julia for cheating on him before they married. He refused to let Julia bring her parents to the US. Brandon still seemed unhappy despite therapy, leading to them becoming a part of 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9 Julia and Brandon faced several rough patches even after completing therapy, and Simba's death seemed to have driven them further apart, but Julia's latest update seems positive. Julia shared a selfie on Instagram of her seated in the passenger seat and wishing her followers a happy 4th of July. Julia's eyes looked like they were welling up with tears, but she maintained a strong front as she posed for the picture. It appears Julia was inside her car with Brandon driving them to meet their friends. Couldn't say no. In her next story, Julia shared a picture of her and Brandon with a couple of their friends. Julia only tagged Brandon in the story and not the friends. However, she wrote that this was her first time witnessing fireworks on the 4th of July. She added that her friends were insisting she go, and Julia couldn't say no. Brandon appeared happy and smiling in the picture. What Julia confirming relationship status with Brandon means. Julia and Brandon have confirmed their return to new show in June 2025. Julia and Brandon shared updates about their roles in the upcoming season. Julia posted a photo of the two, hinting that their storyline was kept under wraps due to its drama and secrecy, which is why they were excluded from the trailer. She stressed that she was going to give no spoilers about their story or what they went through. Julia and Brandon were announced as a couple for the upcoming 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9, but they weren't a part of the trailer. This fact may have confused fans, and probably even made them wonder if Julia and Brandon were removed from the season. However, Julia confirming she's in the season with Brandon and now revealing they're still together changes things. Julia lost her dog Simba to a stroke in May 2025, and she's having a difficult time moving on. Brandon has shown little concern towards her feelings on social media, but in real life, it appears that Brandon is doing everything to keep his wife happy. His accompanying Julia to watch the fireworks speaks volumes about the nature of their marriage. Our take on what happens with Brandon and Julia on Happily Ever After. Brandon teased emotional new chapter on Happily Ever After season. Brandon has built anticipation for the 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After by posting the official promotional poster, teasing that their story is far from over. He hinted that fans could expect their most personal and emotional chapter yet. However, even if Julia and Brandon face some of their toughest challenges this season, it's clear that everything ultimately falls into place for them. 90-day Fiancé's Gino reveals stunning new love interest amid Happily Ever After comeback with Jasmine. Gino Palazzolo from 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Has a new girlfriend, and he's showing her off in the new season. Gino and Jasmine Pineda's journey began when he flew to Panama to see her in person on before the 90 Days Season 5. Gino and Jasmine were together for 3 years, but their relationship has its fair share of ups and downs. Jasmine seemed interested in Gino's money. Meanwhile, Gino distanced himself from Jasmine once they got married. His aloofness and lack of intimacy towards Jasmine made her consider having an open marriage. Jasmine introduced Matt Brownies into marriage in The Last Resort Season 2, and as she buckles up for her Happily Ever After? Season 9 comeback, Jasmine has already had a baby with Matt and is living with him. As the new season kicks off, Gino is going on a date with a new woman. Us Weekly shared a preview of the upcoming 90-day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9 episode in which Gino is looking forward to meeting his new partner. The preview shows Gino telling her how excited he is to be meeting her for the first time. He tells her she looked hot online. The woman also echoes Gino's feelings. You looked hot. Meanwhile, the woman compliments Gino by calling him adorable. She is happy to meet him, especially since she prefers bald men. All her exes have also been bald, like Gino. The Michigan man jokingly adds that he may need to take his baseball cap off, and instead decides to visit an ice bar in Las Vegas for a chilly date with the lady to have an old-fashioned cocktail. What Gino finally dating other people in open marriage means. Jasmine has finally pushed Gino to the edge. Gino didn't think it was a great idea when Jasmine discussed open marriage with him. He only agreed to do it so Jasmine would stay. He managed to get Jasmine to promise that she'd never catch feelings for Matt. Gino even refused to look at Matt's face when Jasmine introduced them over video call. To find out that Jasmine was pregnant with Matt's child while she was still married to him would have crushed Gino. His meeting new women and going on romantic dates seems to be his way of getting back at Jasmine. He wants to prove to her that he is lovable and is capable of meeting women who will treat him better than Jasmine. Jasmine and Gino's storyline on Happily Ever After? Season 9 has him accusing her of cheating with Matt even before they filmed The Last Resort. Gino will be kicking out Jasmine, who, in turn, finds her in Matt's house, pregnant with his baby. Gino has finally realized that Jasmine was never loyal, and it's his time to find her replacement. Our take on Gino's new lover looking just like Jasmine. Is Gino refusing to move on from Jasmine? The woman in the video is a doppelganger of Jasmine. It appears Gino's intention was to make Jasmine jealous by showing her he could date the most attractive women and show them intimacy. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After will also shed light on Gino reacting to Jasmine having Matt's baby. His meeting the mystery woman might be the only silver lining in his story.